Hey guys, welcome back to my Hypermotard channel. And as usual, Mr. Rambo just woke up and he wants to go back to sleep. So we're going to go ahead and clean the chain. I'm going to show you tips and tricks that I've used. And Mr. Rambo here wants to go back to sleep. So I'm going to go ahead and put him back. Is that right, Mr. Rambo? I'll put him back and then we'll get to it. All right, be right back. So let me tell you the things that I use. Number one, this can get kind of messy, so you don't want to do this in a clean driveway. If you have a dirt area, it's awesome to do that, but not in an area where it's going to be, you want it to be clean. So let me get this kickstand on. So what I do is I put all the cardboard down because it's going to, all the grease is going to fall off of this. The things I use are, gloves. Definitely use eye protection if you're going to use kerosene because, with the brush you're going to use, you get a little bit of splatter back. You don't want the stuff in your eyes. A grunge brush. And then this is what I use, the DuPont Chain Saver. It's awesome oil and it's really cheap. And then of course the Grease Ninja. And Tom from Grease Ninja sent me this pad, which I'm going to try today and let him know how it works. So let's get to it. Back to this, safety first, of course. Trust me, you don't want the stuff in your eyes. So what we're going to do is, this chain is pretty dirty. What we're going to do is soak the heck out of it with kerosene, okay? It's straight kerosene. It's this right here. Got it at Lowe's, really cheap, and it works awesome. It's the funny thing I think about is who in the world actually thought of putting kerosene on a chain back in the day? Well, I guess when they did, they figured out it worked. So it's really soft on the O-rings. It really makes a difference because there's so many cleaners out there that work, but at the same time they're really strong and they're too hard on the O-rings. One being Simple Green. It's great for a lot of things, but not for a chain. When the O-rings start cracking, then it's all the way down the chain. You just ruin the chain. So don't use Simple Green. Those kind of oils or degreasers are just way too strong. So let's go ahead and start putting this stuff on here. And I just go slow. Just keep doing it. And it's crazy. You can already see. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it. All the dirt just coming off of this thing. And see how this is splattering back? It's a little windy out here, but it's exactly the reason you want to wear glasses. I don't want this stuff in my eyes. And again, see how much drip you get here? So make sure you cover it up if you care about your driveway, or depends on where you're doing it, obviously in the garage or wherever, because it does make a mess. All this dirt is just going to come off. And you gotta be pretty keep spraying this stuff, because what you want is, if I don't spray too much and then I rub it, it's basically transferring oil or dirt from one spot to another. Some will fall off, but not all of it. It'll stay in there. So really, just keep soaking the heck out of it so it just drips. It gets the dirt to just drip off. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use this grunge brush. The good thing is this brush has 3 sides, so it's really good to you can turn the brush around and get different sides. Just going to spray more. You can really see that stuff coming off. Okay, if you guys can see these links, look at how the dirt just falls off. That's because I've been spraying the heck out of this thing. I mean, it just falls off without even rubbing it or anything. Look at that. That's exactly what you want. When it gets really wet and it loosens up the dirt, like I said, if you don't put enough of this, you just rub dirt from one end of the chain to the other, so you're not really cleaning it that well. So this is really, really cleaning the chain. As you can see, look how shiny they are already. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this, thank you, Tom, from Grease Ninja. I'm going to try this. Looks pretty cool. He said it works great, so let's see. It's nice because you can actually, it's got this strap. You can actually grab it like this. Wow, that is nice. So I've got a lot of control. And wow. And look how shiny those things are, the links. Hey man, I like this, Tom. Thanks, dude. This is awesome. Wow. It actually works a lot better than the brush, believe it or not. Because I have total control of how strong, the grip I want to get on the chain. And now I'm going to do the top. I really like this thing. Wow. That's amazing. Really cool. Let's do it again. Huge difference of before and after of how this chain looked. Wow. Nice. Okay, Tom, I'm sold. Ah, beautiful. Awesome. That's pretty dang clean, I would say. Spray it one more time and then just wipe it down with the rag. And then one of the things I like to do also is after I wipe it down, I actually like to get the air compressor and dry it. Because when you put the chain lube, if it's wet, it's not going to really stick the way it should. And, it's going to take a while to dry, so the air compressor really helps out a lot. One of the things also, guys, and I'll tell you a story. Man, I've heard of people starting their bikes to save themselves a couple of seconds to get the chain going around and do this kind of thing. Jesus Christ, people, seriously? Come on. Interesting story, though, that we're talking about that now. I work with a guy. When he was a kid, his dad was doing something like this. He didn't exactly tell me what he was doing, but he had the back tire spinning. And he came up as a kid, and of course, what did he do? He stuck his finger on the chain, or who knows where. Well, he lost the finger when he was a kid. And that's the kind of thing, dude. It's like, don't do that, whatever you do. It's not worth it. I mean, these things spin so fast. If your hand just barely gets caught a little bit, it's gone. Your fingers are gone. And then what happens? You can't ride. So, more of the story is don't start your bike when doing this. Very dangerous. Okay, so since this is wet, this is a good opportunity to kind of clean up in here. Just areas where that stuff fell off. Yeah, I would say this bike is pretty dang, the chain's pretty clean right now. The thing I want to do also is I want to get this sprocket. Spray more of this. And just spray it here so it doesn't go all over the place. Look at that. That's pretty cool, huh? Kerosene. Simple trick, but like I said, I don't know who the hell discovered this, but thank you. Yeah, I used to do this on my dirt bikes. With dirt bikes, it's like you're doing this constantly because there's a big difference between riding in dirt and riding on street. Street, you're not going to get that kind of grime on this thing. With dirt, it's like you put oil and dirt together. I mean, after one ride, you come back, look at your chain, and you're like, holy cow, what just happened? You got to clean the heck out of it. So I don't know if you can see the detail, but it is really, really clean. All right. So I think we're ready for my air compressor. Let me go get it. All right, guys, here I am with my air compressor. Um, Again, another reason to wear the safety glasses. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dry it. I'm going to just go over it so I know the O-rings dry up and stuff. So I spent about maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes or so with the air compressor, just making sure that inside the length is dry as it's going to be. It's not going to get perfectly dry unless I wait for 2 days or something. I think it should be alright. So if you want to get it, just get a real close-up and you can see how clean these things are. That's amazing that Kerosene can do this. Like I said, who figured that one out? Who in the world had the time to put random, just get Kerosene and spray it on the chain? But I'm glad they did because it worked. So yeah, perfectly clean. Now the only thing left to do is, of course, to put them on. So this Grease Ninja, the way it works is, you basically get this piece, the wire, like this, and you can connect it to any oil can you want. I did this. I took an old WD can hose and kind of punctured it in there. It just works better because this is flexible. But when that Tom was putting out there, in my case, it didn't work because it kept popping out. But this works awesome. And the way it works is it has a hole going in, but it has 2 channels. One little hole there and one little hole there. So as the chain passes through, it greases, oils only the 2 sides of the chain that really need to be oiled, where the links are, where the O-rings are. You know, when you get a regular oil, you start spraying it all over the place, man, it makes a mess. And then when you ride, it just flings all over the bike. I hate that. And it's kind of hard to scrub off the bike too. But this is awesome. I've never had any fling problems. And I'll show you. I mean, what you do is you let me get this out. Look at all this dirt. I don't know if you can tell, but it's pretty nasty. That was all from the chain. So, there's a lot of dirt. Like I said, cover your driveway. I mean, I have some simple green I'm going to put on this driveway because it did get out a little bit, but it'll get it off. So what you do is you just put this here, and you just hold it, spin the wheel, and it just oils exactly where you need. It's very controlled. You don't waste as much, and I let the chain go by a couple times. You don't want too much because then it will attract more dust. But it just oils exactly where it needs to go. So right now I can tell that the wheel is spinning really easy, which means it's pretty lubed. That thing is really nice, really smooth. I can totally feel it. So the last thing I do is I get a towel, and I don't squeeze real hard, but I just lightly do this just to get the excess off. Again, to avoid all that fling, which makes it a nightmare to clean later. Yeah, the wheel is rolling super smooth, which I know is basically means it's lubed. So that's it, man. That's what I do for my chains and to keep them looking new and lasting years. Again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link down below to the Grease Ninja. I love that thing. Ever since I got it, because there's no overspray. I'm not nailing the ram, the tire, everything else that's involved. And then this Tom is awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely going to want to get more of those. They're really, really nice pads. It makes a big difference. I mean, this is a great scrub brush, but there's no comparison to this. You have total control of how tight you squeeze it. As you can see, it's really thin. So anyway, guys, thank you. If you like the video, share it to your friends that aren't really familiar with cleaning chains, because I know there's a lot of videos out there on cleaning chains. I personally, I go on YouTube and I learn things that I thought I knew, and there's always a trick out there that I want to learn. That's why I create these videos, because I know there's someone out there that's going to say, you know what, I didn't even think about that. Whether it's the cardboard, this, whatever it is. So I hope it helps, you guys out there. So again, thumbs up, subscribe, share with your friends, and see you next time.